Act 3, Scene 1, a heath. The storm continues. Enter Kent in disguise and a gentleman.
Who's there? Besides foul weather.
One minded like the weather most unquietly.
I know you. Where's the king?
Contending with the fretful elements. Bids the wind blow the earth into the sea, or swell the curled waters above the main, that things might change or cease. Tears his white hair, which the impetuous blasts with eyeless rage, catch in their fury and make nothing of. Strives in his little world of man to outscorn the to and fro conflicting wind and rain. This night, wherein the cub-drawn bear would couch, the lion and the belly-pinched wolf keep their fur dry. Unbonneted, he runs and bids what will take all.
But who is with him?
And none but the fool, who labors to outjest his heart-struck injuries.
Sir, I do know you, and dare upon the warrant of my note commend a dear thing to you. There is division, although as yet the face of it is covered with mutual cunning, twixt Albany and Cornwall, who have, as who have not, that their great stars throned and set high, servants, who seem no less, which are to France the spies and speculations intelligent of our state. From France there comes a power into this scattered kingdom, who already, wise in negligence, have secret feet in some of our best ports, and are at point to show their open banner. Now to you. If on my credit you dare build so far to make your speed to Dover, you shall find some that will thank you, making just report of how unnatural and bemadding sorrow the king hath caused is to plain. What hath been seen, either in snuffs and packings of the dukes, or the hard reign which both of them have borne against the old kind king, or something deeper, whereof perchance these are but furnishings. I am a gentleman of blood and breeding, and from some knowledge and assurance offer this office to you.
I will talk further with you.
No, do not. For confirmation that I am much more than my outwall, open this purse and take what it contains. If you shall see Cordelia, as fear not that you shall, show her this ring, and she will tell you who that fellow is that set you do not know. I on this storm. I will go seek the king.
Give me your hand. Have you no more to say?
Few words, but to effect more than all yet, that when we have found the king, in which your pain, that way all this, he that first lights on him, holla the other.
Act 3, Scene 2, another part of the heath. Storm still. Enter Lear and a fool.
Oh, winds, and crack your cheeks! Rage blow! You cataracts and hurricanes spout till you have drenched our steeples, drowned the cocks! You sulphurous and thought-executing fires, vaunt couriers of oak-cleaving thunderbolts, singe my white beard! And thou, all-shaking thunder, strike that thick rotundity of the world, crack nature's molds, all German spoil at once, that makes ingrateful man!
Oh, nuncle, poured holy water in a dry house is better than this rainwater out a door. Good nuncle, in, ask thy daughter's blessing. Here's a knight pities neither wise men or fools.
Rumble thy belly full, spit fire, spout rain. Nor rain, wind, thunder, fire on my daughters. I tax not you, you elements, with unkindness. I never gave you kingdom, called you children. You owe me no subscription. Then let fall your horrible pleasure. Here I stand, your slave, a poor, infirm, weak, and despised old man. But yet I call you servile ministers. that will, with two pernicious daughters, join your high-engendered battles against a head so old and white as this? Oh, 'tis. Ow!
He that has a house to put its head in has a good headpiece, the codpiece that will house before the head has any. The head and he shall lose. So beggars marry many. The man that makes his toes what he his heart should make shall of corn cry woe and turn his sleep to wake. For there was never yet fair woman but she made mouth in a glass.
No, I will be the pattern of all patience. I will say nothing.
Who's there?
Mary, here's grace in a codpiece. That's a wise man and a fool.
Alas, sir, are you here? Things that love night, love not such nights as these. The wrathful skies gallow the very wanderers of the dark and make them keep their caves. Since I was man, such sheets of fire, such bursts of horrid thunder, such groans of roaring wind and rain I never remember to have heard. Man's nature cannot carry the affliction nor the fear.
Let the great gods that keep this dreadful putter o'er our heads find out their enemies now. Tremble, thou wretch. Thou hast within these undivulged crimes, unwhipped of justice. Hide thee, thou bloody hand, thou perjured, and thou simular of virtue that art incestuous. Caitiff to pieces shake, that under covert and convenient seeming has practice on man's life. Close up pent-up guilt, rive your concealing countenance, and cry these dreadful summoners grace. I am a man more sinned against than sinning.
Alack, bareheaded? Gracious my lord, hard by here is a hovel. Some friendship will it lend you against the tempest. Repose you here, while I to this hard house, more harder than the stones whereof 'tis raised, which even but now, demanding after you, denied me to come in, return and force their scanted courtesy.
My wits begin to turn. Come on, my boy. How dost, my boy, art cold? I am cold myself. Where's the straw, my fellow? Thou art of our necessities is strange and can make vile things precious. Come, your hovel. Poor fool and knave, I have one part in my heart sorry yet for thee.
He that has and little tiny wit, but hey ho, the wind in the rain, must make contend with his fortune's wit. Though the rain, it raineth every day.
True, my good boy. Come, bring us to this hovel.
'Tis a brave night to cool a courtesan. I'll speak to a prophecy ere I go. When priests are more in the word than matter, when brewers mar their malt with water, when nobles are their tailors' tutors, no heretics burned but wenches' suitors, when every case in law is right, no squire in debt, nor no poor knight, when slanders do not live in tongues, nor cut purses come not to throngs, when usurers tell their gold i' the field, and bawds and whores do churches build, then shall the realm of Albion come to great confusion. Then comes the time, who lives to see it, that going shall be used with feet. This prophecy Merlin shall make, for I live before his time.
Act 3, Scene 3. Inside Gloucester's castle. Enter Gloucester and Edmund.
Alack, alack, Edmund, I like not this unnatural dealing. When I desired the leave that I might pity him, they took from me the use of mine own house, charged me on pain of perpetual displeasure, neither to speak of him, entreat for him, or any way sustain him.
Most savage and unnatural.
Go to, say nothing. There is division between the dukes. and a worse matter than that. I have received a letter this night. 'Tis dangerous to be spoken. I have locked the letter in my closet. These injuries the king now bears will be revenged. Home! There is part of a power already footed. We must incline to the king. I will look him and privily relieve him. Go you and maintain talk with the duke, that my charity be not of him perceived. If he ask for me, I am ill and gone to bed. If I die for it, as no less is threatened me, the king, my old master, must be relieved. There is strange things towards Edmund. Pray you, be careful.
This courtesy forbid thee shall the duke instantly know, and of that letter too. This seems a fair deserving, and must draw me that which my father loses, not less than all. The younger rises when the old doth fall.
Act 3, Scene 4. Before a hovel on the heath. Enter Lear, Kent in disguise, and Fool.
Here is the place, my lord. Could my lord enter? The tyranny of the open night's too rough for nature to endure.
Leave me alone.
Good my lord, enter here.
Wilt break my heart.
Would rather break mine own. Could my lord enter?
Thou think'st 'tis much that this contentious storm invades us to the skin. So 'tis to thee. But where the greater malady is fixed, the lesser is scarce felt. Thou'st shun a bear, but if thy flight lay toward the roaring sea, thou'st meet the bear in the mouth. When the mind's free, the body's delicate. This tempest in my mind doth from my senses take all feeling else save what beats there. Filial ingratitude! Is it not as this mouth should tear this hand for lifting food to it? But I will punish home. No, I will weep no more. In such a night to shut me out, pour on, I will endure. In such a night as this. Oh, Regan, Goneril, your kind old father whose frank heart gave all. Oh, that way madness lies. Let me shun that. No more of that.
Good my lord, enter here.
Prithee go in thyself. Seek thine own ease. This tempest will not give me leave to ponder on things would hurt me more. But I'll go in. In, boy, go first! You, houseless poverty, nay, get thee in, I'll pray. And then I'll sleep. Poor naked wretches, wheresoe'er you are, abide the pelting of this pitiless storm. How shall your houseless heads and unfed sides, your loot and windowed raggedness defend you from seasons such as this? Oh, I attain too little care of this. Take physic, palm. Expose thyself to feel what wretches feel, that thou mayest shake the superflux to them and show the heavens more just.
Rather than half, poor Tom.
Ah! I'm not in here, Nuncle. There's a spirit. Help me! Help me!
Give me thy hand. Who's there?
A spirit! A spirit! It says his name's poor Tom.
What art thou that dost grumble there the straw? Come forth.
Way, the foul fiend follows me. Through the sharp hawthorn blows the cold wind. Go to thy cold bed and warm thee.
Didst thou give all to thy daughters? And art thou come to this?
Who gives anything to poor Tom, whom the foul fiend hath led through fire and through flame, through ford and whirlpool, or bog and quagmire, that hath laid knives under his pillow and halters in his pew, set rat's bane by his porridge, making him poor heart to ride on a bay trotting horse over 4-inch bridges to course his own shadow for a traitor? Bless thy 5 wits, Tom's a cold. Oh dee doo, oh doo dee doo dee. Bless thee from the whirlwind star, blasting and taking. Do poor Tom some charity where the foul fiend vexes. There could I have him now and there, and there, and there again, and there.
As his daughters brought him to this path, couldst thou save nothing? Wouldst thou give him all?
Nay, he reserved a blanket, else we had been all shamed.
Now all the plagues that in the pendulous air hang fated o'er men's faults lie on thy daughters.
He hath no daughters, sir.
Death! Traitor! Nothing could have subdued nature to such a lowness but his unkind daughters. Is it the fashion that discarded fathers should have thus little mercy on their flesh? Judicious punishment! 'Twas this flesh begot those pelican daughters.
Pillicott? Sat on Pillicott Hill. Allo, allo, loo, loo, loo.
This cold night will turn us all to fools and madmen.
Take heed of the foul fiend. Obey thy parents. Keep thy world's justice. Swear not, commit not with man's sworn spouse. Set not thy sweetheart on proud array. Oh, come, Tom's a cold.
What hast thou been?
Serving man, proud in heart and mind, curled my hair, wore gloves in my cap, served the lust of my mistress's heart, and did the act of darkness with her. Swore as many oaths as I spake words, and broke them in the sweet face of heaven. One that slept in the contriving of lust, and waked to do it. Wine loved I deeply, dice dearly, and in woman out paramored the Turk. False of heart, light of ear, bloody of hand, hog in sloth, fox in stealth, wolf in greediness, dog in madness, lion in prey. Let not the creaking of shoes nor the rustling of silks betray thy poor heart to women. Keep thy foot out of wrongs, thy hand out of plackets, thy pen from lenders' books, and defy thy foul fiend. Still through the hawthorn blows the cold wind, says, Sumunani. Dolphin, my boy, I stand up. Let him trot by.
Thou art better in a grave than to answer with thy uncovered body this extremity of the skies. Is man no more than this? Consider him well. Thou wast the worm no silk, the beast no hide, the sheep no wool, the cat no perfume. Ha! Here's 3 ounce all sophisticated. Thou art the thing itself. Unaccommodated man is no more but such a poor, bare, forked animal as thou art. Off, you lendings! Come, unbutton here.
Prithee, nuncle, be contented. 'Tis a naughty night to swim in. Now, a little fire in a wild field, or like an old lecher's heart, a small spark, all the rest on's body cold. Look here, comes a walking fire.
This is the foul fiend, the liberty gibbet. He begins at curfews and walks till the first cock. He gives the web and the pin, squints the eye, and makes the hare lip, mildews the white wheat, and hurts the poor creature of earth. Swithold footed thrice the old. He met the nightmare and her ninefold. Bid her alight and make her trot light, and anoint thee witch, anoint thee witch.
How fares your grace?
What's he?
Who's there? What is you seek?
What are you there? Your names?
Poor Tom that eats the swimming frog, the tadpole, the whole newt in the water, that in the fury of his heat, when the foul fiend rages, eats cow dung for salads. Sallows the old rat, and the ditched dog drinks the green mantle of the standing pool, who is whipped from tithing to tithing, and stalked, punished, and imprisoned, who hath had 3 suits to his back, 6 shirts to his body, horse to ride, and weapon to wear. But mice and rats and such small deer have been Tom's food for 7 long year. Beware, my follower. Peace, Smalkin. Peace, thou fiend.
What hath your grace no better company?
The Prince of Darkness is a gentleman. Moto he's called, and Mau.
Our flesh and blood, my lord, is grown so vile that it doth hate what it gets.
I can't cold.
Go in with me. My duty cannot suffer to obey in all your daughter's hard commands. Though their injunctions be to bar my doors and let this tyrannous night take hold upon you, yet have I ventured to come and seek you out, and bring you where both fire and food is ready.
First, let me talk with this philosopher. What is the cause of thunder?
Good, my lord. Take his offer. Go into the house.
I'll talk a word with this same learned Theban. What is your study?
How to prevent the fiend and kill vermin.
Let me ask you one word in private.
Importune him once more to go, my lord. His wits begin to unsettle.
Canst thou blame him? His daughters seek his death. Ah, that good Kent. He said it would be thus, poor banished man. Thou seest the king grows mad. I'll tell thee, friend, I am almost mad myself. I had a son, now outlawed from my blood. He sought my life, but lately, very late. I loved him, friend. No father, his son dearer. True to tell thee, the grief has crazed my wits. What a night this, I do beseech your grace.
Oh, cry you mercy, sir. Noble philosopher, your company.
Tom's a cold.
In fellow, there, into the hovel. Keep thee warm.
Come, let's in all.
This way, my lord.
With him. I will keep still with my philosopher.
Good, my lord. Soothe him. And take the fellow.
Take him, you on.
Dura, come on. Go along with us.
Come, good Athenian.
No words, no words. Hush.
Child Roland, to the dark tower came. His word was still, be fi fo fum. I smell the blood of a British man.
Act 3, Scene 5. Inside Gloucester's castle. Enter Cornwall and Edmund.
I will have my revenge ere I depart his house.
Ah, my lord, I may be censure that nature thus gives way to loyalty, something fears me to think of.
I now perceive it was not altogether your brother's evil disposition made him seek his death, but a provoking merit set a work by a reprovable badness in himself.
How malicious is my fortune that I must repent to be just. This is the letter he spoke of, which approves him an intelligent party to the advantages of France. Oh, heavens, that this treason were not, or not I, the detector.
Go with me to the Duchess.
If the matter of this paper be certain, you have mighty business in hand.
True or false, it hath made thee Earl of Gloucester. Seek out where thy father is, that he may be ready for our apprehension.
If I find him comforting the king, it will stuff his suspicion more fully. I will persevere in my course of loyalty, though the conflict be sore between that and my blood.
I will lay trust upon thee, and thou shalt find a dearer father in my love.
Act 3, Scene 6. An outbuilding near Gloucester's castle. Enter Kent in disguise and Gloucester.
Here is better than the open air. Take it thankfully. I will piece out the comfort with what addition I can. I will not be long from you.
All the power of his wits had given way to his impatience. The gods reward your kindness.
Fraternetto calls me and tells me Nero is an angler in the lake of darkness. Pray, innocent, and beware the foul fiend.
Prithee, Nuncle, tell me whether a madman be a gentleman or a yeoman.
A king! A king.
No, he's a yeoman that has a gentleman to his son, for he's a mad yeoman that sees his son a gentleman before him.
To have 1,000 with red burning spits come hissing in upon him.
The foul fiend bites my back.
He's mad that trusts in the tameness of a wolf, a horse's health, a boy's love, or a whore's oath.
It shall be done. I will arraign them straight. Come, sit thou here, most learned justice. Thou, sapient sir, sit here. Now, you she-foxes.
Oh, look where he stands and glares. What's the eyes at trial, madam? Come o'er the burn, Bessie, to me.
Her both hath the leak, and she must not speak, why she dares not come over to thee.
The foul fiend haunts poor Tom in the voice of a nightingale. Happendance cries in Tom's belly for 2 white herrings. Croak, not black angel, I have no food for thee.
How do you, sir? And you not so amazed? Will you lie down and rest upon the cushions?
I'll see their trial first. Bring in their evidence. Thou, robed man of justice, take thy place. And thou, his yokefellow of equity, bench by his side. You are the commission, sit you too.
Let us deal justly. Sleepest or wakest thou, jolly shepherd, thy sheep be in the corn, and for one blast of thy minikin mouth, thy sheep shall take no harm. Poor, the cat is gray.
Arraign her first. 'Tis Goneril. I here take my oath before this honorable assembly, kicked the poor king, her father.
Come hither, mistress. Is your name Goneril?
She cannot deny it.
Cry you mercy. I took you for a joint stool.
And here's another whose warped looks proclaim what store her heart is made on. Stop her there, arms on, sword fire! Corruption in the place. False justice, sir. What has the letter escape?
Bless the 5 wits.
Oh, pity. Sir, where is the patience now that you so oft have boasted to retain?
My tears begin to take so much part that they mar my counterfeiting.
The little dogs and all. Trey, Blanche, and Sweetheart. See, they bark at me.
Tom will throw his head back at them. I want you, curs. Be thy mouth or black or white, tooth that poisons if it bite, mastiff, greyhound, mongrel, grim, hound or spaniel, brock or limb, bobtail, kike, and trundle trail. Tom will make him weep and wail, for with throwing thus my head, Dogs leapt the hatch, and all are fled. Dido, Dido, Sessa, come, march to wakes and fairs and market towns. Oh, oh, poor Tom. My horn is dry.
Then let them anatomize Regan. See what breeds about her heart. Is there any cause in nature that makes these hard hearts? You, sir, I entertain for one of my 100. Only I do not like the fashion of your garments. You will say they are Persian, but let them be changed.
Now, good my lord, lie here and rest a while.
Make no noise. Make no noise. Draw the curtain so. So we'll go to supper in the morning.
I'll go to bed at noon.
Come hither, friend. Where is the king thy master?
Here, sir, but trouble him not. His wits are gone.
Good friend, I pray thee. Take him in thy arms. I have o'erheard a plot of death upon him. There is a litter ready. Lay him in't, and drive towards Dover, friend, where thou shalt meet both welcome and protection. Take up thy master. If thou shouldest dally half an hour his life, with thine and all that offer to defend him, stand in assured loss. Take up, and follow me. That will to some provision give thee quick conduct.
Oppressed nature sleeps. This rest might yet have balmed thy broken sinews, which, if convenience will not allow, stand in hard cure. Come, help to bear thy master. Thou must not stay behind.
Come away, come away.
When we are better, see, bearing our woes, we scarcely think our miseries our foes. Who alone suffers most in the mind, leaving free things and happy shows behind. But then the mind much sufferance doth o'erskip. When grief hath mates and bearing fellowship, how light and portable my pain seems now. When that which makes me bend makes the king bow, he child as I fathered. Tom, away. Mark the high notes, and thyself bewray. When false opinion, whose wrong thoughts defile thee, in thy just proof repels and reconciles thee. What will hap more tonight, save 'scape the king? Lurk! Lurk!
Act 3, Scene 7. Inside Gloucester's castle. Enter Cornwall, Regan, Goneril, and Edmund the Bastard.
Post speedily to my lord your husband. Show him this letter. The army of France has landed. Seek out the traitor Gloucester.
Hang him instantly.
Pluck out his eyes.
Leave him to my displeasure. Edmund, keep you our sister company. The revenges we are bound to take upon your traitorous father are not fit for your beholding. Advise the Duke where you are going to a most festinate preparation. We are bound to the like. Our post shall be swift and intelligent betwixt us. Farewell, dear sister. Farewell, my lord of Gloucester. How now? Where's the king?
My lord of Gloucester hath conveyed him hence. Some 5 or 36 of his knights, hot quistres after him, met him at a gate, who, with some other of the lord's dependents, are gone with him towards Dover, where they boast to have well-armed friends.
Get horses for your mistress.
Farewell, sweet lord and sister.
Edmund, farewell. Go seek the traitor Gloucester. Pinion him like a thief. Bring him before us. Though well we may not pass upon his life without the form of justice, yet our power shall do a courtesy to our wrath, which men may blame but not control. Who's there? The traitor.
Ingrateful fox, 'tis he.
Bind fast his corky arms.
What means your graces? Good my friends, consider you are my guests. Do me no foul play, friends.
Bind him, I say.
Hard, oh, filthy traitor.
Unmerciful lady as you are, I am none.
To this chair bind him. Villain thou shalt find.
By the kind gods, 'tis most ignobly done to pluck me by the beard.
Oh, so white and such a traitor.
Naughty lady, these hairs which thou dost ravage from my chin will quicken and accuse thee. I am your host. With robber's hands my hospitable favors you should not ruffle thus. What will you do?
Come, sir, what letters had you late from France?
Be simple answered, for we know the truth.
And what confederacy have you with the traitors late-footed in the kingdom?
To whose hands you have sent the lunatic king. Speak.
I have a letter guessingly set down, which came from one of that's of a neutral heart and not from one opposed.
Oh, cunning.
And false.
Where hast thou sent the king?
To Dover.
Wherefore to Dover? Wast thou not charged at peril?
Wherefore to Dover? Let him answer that.
I am tied to the stake and I must stand the course.
Wherefore to Dover?
Because I would not see thy cruel nails pluck out his poor old eyes, nor thy fierce sister in his anointed flesh stick boorish fangs. The sea, which such a storm as his bare head in hell black night endured, would have buoyed up and quenched the stellar fires. Yet poor old heart, he hoped the heavens to rain. If wolves had at thy gate howled, thy stern time, thou shouldst have said, good porter, turn the key. All cruel else subscribe. But I shall see the winged vengeance o'ertake such children.
See it thou shalt never. Fellows, hold the chair. Upon these eyes of thine I set my foot.
He that will think to live till he be old, give me some help. Oh, cruel, you gods, cruel.
One side will mock another, the other too.
If you see vengeance.
Hold your hand, my lord. I have served you ever since I was a child. But better service I have never done than now to bid you hold.
How now, you dog?
If you did wear a beard upon your chin, I'd shake at this quarrel. What do you mean?
My villain.
Nay, then come on and take the chance of anger.
Give me thy sword. A peasant stand up thus?
Oh, I am slain! My lord, you have one eye left to see some mischief on him. Oh!
Lest it see more, prevent it. Out, vile jelly. Where is thy luster now?
Oh, all dark and comfortless. Where's my son, Edmund? Edmund, enkindle all the sparks of nature to quit this horrid act.
Out, treacherous villain, thou call'st on him that hates thee. It was he that made the overture of thy treasons to us, who is too good to pity thee.
Oh, my follies. Then Edgar was abused. Kind gods, forgive me that. And prosper him.
Go thrust him out at gates and let him smell his way to Dover. How is't, my lord? How look you?
I have received a hurt. Follow me, lady. Turn out that eyeless villain. Throw this slave upon the dunghill. Regan, I bleed apace. Untimely comes this hurt. Give me your arm.
I'll never care what wickedness I do if this man comes to good.
If she live long and in the end meet the old course of death, women will all turn monsters.
Let's follow the old Earl and get the Bedlam to lead him where he would. His roguish madness allows itself to anything.
Go thou. I'll fetch some flax and whites of eggs to apply to his bleeding face. Now heaven help him.
Act 4, Scene 1. The Heath. Enter Edgar in disguise.
Yet better thus, and known to be contemned, than still contemned and flattered, to be worst. The lowest and most dejected thing of fortune stands still in extemperance, lives not in fear. The lamentable change is from the best. The worst returns to laughter. Welcome then, thou unsubstantial air that I embrace. The wretch that thou hast blown into the worst owes nothing to thy blast. But who comes here? My father? Poorly led? World, oh world! But that thy strange mutations make us hate thee, life would not yield to age.
Oh, my good lord, I have been your tenant and your father's tenant these 80 years.
Get away, get thee away. Good friend, be gone. Thy comfort can do me no good at all. They may hurt.
Oh, you cannot see your way.
I have no way, and I therefore want no eyes. I stumbled when I saw, full oft 'tis seen, our means secure us, and our mere defects prove our commodities. Oh, dear son Edgar, the food of thy abused father's wrath. Might I but live to see thee in my touch, I'd say I had eyes again.
How now? Who's there?
Gods, who is can say I am the worst? I am worse than e'er I was.
'Tis poor mad Tom.
And worse I may be yet. The worst is not so long as we can say, this is the worst.
Fellow, where goest?
Is it a beggar man?
A madman and beggar too.
He has some reason, else he could not beg. I the last night's storm I such a fellow saw, which made me think a man, a worm. My son came then into my mind, and yet my mind was then scarce friends with him. I have heard more since, as flies to wanton boys, who we to the gods, they kill us for their sport.
How should this be? Bad is the trade that must play fool to sorrow, angering itself and others. Let's see, master.
Is that the naked fellow?
Aye, my lord.
Then prithee, get thee away, if for thy sake thou wilt o'ertake us hence a mile or twain either way toward Dover. Do it for ancient love and bring some covering for this naked soul, which I'll entreat to lead me.
Relax, sir, he's mad.
'Tis the time's plague when madmen lead the blind. Do as I bid thee, or rather, do thy pleasure. Above the rest, be gone.
I'll bring in the best peril that I have. Come on't what will.
Sirrah, naked fellow.
Poor Tom's a cold. I cannot daub it further.
Come hither, fellow.
And yet I must. Bless thy sweet eyes. They bleed.
Knowest thou the way to Dover?
Both stile and gate, horseway and footpath. Poor Tom has been scared out of his good wits. Bless thee, good man's son, from the foul fiend.
5 fiends have been in poor Tom's at once, of lust, of Abiticut, Habitidence, Prince of Dumbness, Mahu of stealing, Madhu of murder, Flipperty Gibbet of mopping and mowing, who since possesses chambermaids and waiting women. So bless thee, master.
Here, take this purse, thou whom the heaven plagues. Have humble to all strokes that I am wretched, makes thee the happier. Heavens deal to still, let the superfluous and lust-dieted man that slaves your ordinance that will not see because he does not feel your power quickly. So distribution should undo excess, and each man have enough. Dost thou know Dover?
Aye, master.
There is a cliff whose high and bending head looks fearfully in the confined deep. Bring me but to the very brim of it, and I'll repair the misery that thou dost bear with something rich about me. From that place I shall know leading need.
Give me thy arm. Poor Tom shall lead thee.
Act 4, Scene 2, outside the Duke of Albany's palace. Enter Goneril and Edmund the Bastard.
Welcome, my lord. I marvel our mild husband not met us on the way. Now, where's your master?
Madam, within, but never man so changed. I told him of the army that was landed. He smiled at it. I told him you were coming. His answer was the worse. Of Gloucester's treachery and of the loyal service of his son. When I informed him, then he called me sot, and told me I had turned the wrong side out. What most he should dislike seems pleasant to him, what like offensive.
Then shall you go no further. It is the cowish terror of his spirit that dares not undertake. He'll not feel wrongs which tie him to an answer. Our wishes on the way may prove effects. Back, Edmund, to my brother. Hasten his musters and conduct his powers. I must change names at home and give the distaff into my husband's hands. This trusty servant shall pass between us. Ere long you are like to hear, if you dare venture in your own behalf, a mistress's command. Wear this. Spare speech, decline your head. This kiss, if it durst speak, would stretch thy spirits up into the air. Conceive, and fare thee well.
Yours in the ranks of death.
My most dear Gloucester, oh, the difference of man and man, to thee a woman's services are due. My fool usurps my body.
Madam, here comes my lord.
I have been worth the whistle.
Goneril, you are not worth the dust which the rude wind blows in your face. I fear your disposition, that nature which contemns its origin cannot be bordered certain in itself. She that herself will sliver and disbranch from her material sap perforce must wither and come to deadly use.
No more. The text is foolish.
Wisdom and goodness to the vile seem vile. Filths savor but themselves. What have you done? Tigers, not daughters, what have you performed? A father and a gracious aged man whose reverence even the head-lugged bear would lick, most barbarous, most degenerate, have you madded. Could my good brother suffer you to do it? A man, a prince, by him so benefited. If that the heavens do not their visible spirits send quickly down to tame these vile offenses, it will come. Humanity must perforce prey on itself like monsters of the deep.
Milk-livered man, that bear'st a cheek for blows, a head for wrongs, who hast not in thy brows an eye discerning thine honor from thy suffering, that not know'st fools to those villains pity who are punished ere they have done their mischief. Where's thy drum? France spreads his banners in our noiseless land. With the plumed helm thy state begins to threat, whilst thou, a moral fool, sits still and cries, alack, why does he so?
See thyself, devil! Proper deformity shows not in the feed so horrid as a woman.
Oh, vain fool!
Thou change it in self-covered thing. For shame bemonster not thy feature. Were it my fitness to let these hands obey my blood, they are apt enough to dislocate and tear thy flesh and bones. Howe'er thou art a fiend, a woman's shape doth yield thee.
Marry your manhood, mew.
What news?
Oh, my good lord, the Duke of Cornwall's dead, slain by his servant, going to put out the other eye of Gloucester.
Gloucester's eyes?
A servant that he bred, thrilled with remorse, opposed against the act, bending his sword to his great master, thereat engaged, flew on him, and amongst them felled him dead, but not without the harmful stroke which since hath plucked him after.
This shows you are above, you justicers, that these are nether crimes so speedily can venge. Oh, poor Gloucester, lost he his other eye?
Both, my lord. This letter, madam, it craves a speedy answer. 'Tis from your sister.
One way I like this well, but being a widow and my Gloucester with her, may all the building in my fancy pluck upon my hateful life. Another way, the news is not so tart. I'll read and answer.
Where was his son when they did take his eyes?
Come with my lady hither.
He is not here?
No, my good lord, I met him back again.
Knows he the wickedness?
Ay, my good lord, 'twas he informed against him and quit the house on purpose, that their punishment might have the freer course.
Gloucester, I live to thank thee for the love thou show'st the king, and to revenge thine eyes. Come hither, friend. Tell me what more thou knowest. Act 4, Scene 3. The French camp near Dover. Enter Kent in disguise and a gentleman.
Why the King of France is so suddenly gone back, know you no reason?
Something he left imperfect in the state, which since his coming forth is thought of, which imports to the kingdom so much fear and danger that his personal return was most required and necessary.
Who hath he left behind him, General?
The Marshal of France, Monsieur Lafar.
Did your letters pierce the Queen to any demonstration of grief?
Aye, sir. She took them and read them in my presence, and now and then an ample tear trilled down her delicate cheek. It seemed she was a queen over her passion, whom, most rebel-like, fought to be king o'er her.
Oh, then it moved her.
Not to a rage, patience and sorrow strove who should express her goodliness. You have seen sunshine and rain at once. Her smiles and tears were like a better way. Those happy smilets that played on her ripe lip seemed not to know what guests were in her eyes, which parted thence as pearls from diamonds dropped. In brief, sorrow would be a rarity most beloved, if all could so become it.
Made she no verbal question?
Faith, once or twice she heaved the name of father, pantingly forth, as if it pressed her heart, cried, sisters, sisters, shame of ladies, sisters, Kent, father, sisters, what, i' the storm, i' the night? Let pity not be believed. There she shook the holy water from her heavenly eyes, and clamor moistened. Then away she started to deal with grief alone.
It is the stars. The stars above us govern our conditions, else one self-mate, and make could not beget such different issues. You spoke not with her since?
No.
Was this before the king returned?
No, since.
Well, sir, The poor distressed Lears i' the town, who sometime in his better tune remembers what we are come about, and by no means will yield to see his daughter.
Why, good sir?
A sovereign shame so elbows him, his own unkindness that stripped her from his benediction, turned her to foreign casualties, gave her dear rights to his dog-hearted daughters. These things sting his mind so venomously that burning shame detains him from Cordelia.
Alack, poor gentleman.
Of Albany and Cornwall's powers you heard not?
'Tis so, they are afoot.
Well, sir, I'll bring you to our master Lear and leave you to attend him. Some dear cause will in concealment wrap me up a while. When I am known aright, you shall not grieve lending me this acquaintance. I pray you, go along with me.
Act 4, Scene 4. The French camp near Dover. Enter, with drum and colours, Cordelia and a doctor.
Last 'tis he. Why, he was mad even now, as mad as the vexed sea, singing aloud, crowned with rank fumiter and furrowed weeds, with hardocks and hemlock, nettles, cuckoo flowers, darnel, and all the idle weeds that grow in our sustaining corn. A sentry sent forth, search every acre in the high-grown field, and bring him to our eye. What can man's wisdom in the restore of his beraved sense? He that helps him will take all my outward worth.
There is means, madam. Our foster nurse of nature is repose, the which he lacks. That to provoke in him are many simples operative, whose power will close the eye of anguish.
Oh, blessed secrets, all you unpublished virtues of the earth, spurring with my tears, be aidant and remnant in the good man's distress. Seek for him, lest his ungoverned rage dissolve the life that wants the means to lead it.
News, madam. The British powers are marching hitherward.
'Tis known before. Our preparation stands in expectations of them. Oh, dear father, it is thy business that I go about. Therefore, great France, by mourning and importune tears hath pitied, no blown ambition doth our arms incite. But love, dear love, and our aged father's right, soon I may hear and see him.
Act 4, Scene 5. Inside Gloucester's castle. Enter Regan and Oswald, the steward.
But are my brother's powers set forth?
Aye, madam.
Himself in person there?
Madam, with much ado, your sister is the better soldier.
Lord Edmund spake not with your lord at home?
No, madam.
What might import my sister's letter to him?
I know not, lady.
Faith, he is posted hence on serious matter. It was great ignorance, Gloucester's eyes being out to let him live. Where he arrives, he moves all hearts against us. Edmund, I think, is gone, in pity of his misery, to dispatch his nighted life. Moreover, to descry the strength of the enemy.
I must needs after him, madam, with my letter.
Our troops set forth tomorrow. Stay with us. The ways are dangerous.
I may not, madam. My lady charged my duty in this business.
Why should she write to Edmund? Might not you transport her purposes by word? Be like some things, I know not what. I'll love thee much. Let me unseal the letter.
Madam, I had rather...
I know your lady does not love her husband. I am sure of that. And at her late being here, she gave strange Iliads, and most speaking looks to noble Edmund. I know you are of her bosom.
I, madam?
I speak in understanding. You are, I know it. Therefore, I do advise you take this note. My lord is dead. Edmund and I have talked, and more convenient is he for my hand than for your lady's. You may gather more. If you do find him, pray you, give him this, and when your mistress hears thus much from you, I pray, desire her, call her wisdom to her. So fare you well. If you do chance to hear of that blind traitor, preferment falls on him that cuts him off.
Would I could meet him, madam, I should show what party I do follow.
Fare thee well.
Act 4, Scene 6. Open country near Dover. Enter Gloucester and Edgar, dressed as a peasant.
When shall I come to the top of that same hill?
You do climb up it now. Look how we labor.
Methinks the ground is even.
Horrible steep. Hark, do you hear the sea?
No, truly.
Why then your other senses grow imperfect by your eyes' anguish.
So it may be indeed. Methinks thy voice is altered, and thou speakst in better phrase and manner than thou didst.
You're much deceived, and in nothing am I changed, but in my garments.
Methinks you're better spoken.
Come on, sir, stand still. How fearful and dizzy 'tis to cast one eyes so low. The crows and choughs that wing the midway air show scarce so gross as beetles. Halfway down hangs one that gathers samphire. Dreadful trade. Me thinks he seems no bigger than his head. The fishermen that walk upon the beach appear like mice, and yon tall anchoring bark diminished to her cock a buoy, almost too small for sight. The murmuring surge that on the unnumbered idled pebbles chafs cannot be heard so high. I'll look no more, lest my brain turn and the deficient sight topple down headlong.
Set me down where you stand.
Give me your hand. You are now a foot within of the extreme verge. For all beneath the moon would I not leapt upright.
Let go my hand. Here, friend, here's another purse. In it a jewel well worth a poor man's taking. Fairies and gods prosper it with thee. Go thou further off. Bid me farewell and let me hear thee going.
Now, fare you well, good sir.
With all my heart.
Why do I trifle thus with his despair is done to cure it?
Oh, you mighty gods, this world I do renounce, and in your sights shake patiently at my great affliction off. If I could bear it longer and not fall, to quarrel with your great opposeless wills, my snuff and loathed part of nature should burn itself out. If Edgar live, oh, bless him. Now, fellow, fare thee well.
Gone, sir, farewell. And yet I know not how conceit may rob the treasury of life when life itself yields to the theft. Had he been where he thought, by this had thought been past, alive or dead. Ho, you, sir, friend, hear you. Sir, speak. Thus might he pass indeed, yet he revives. Well, what are you, sir?
Away and let me die.
Hadst thou been aught but gossamer, feathers, air? So many fathom down, prepusating, thou shiverest like an egg, but thou dost breathe, hast heavy substance, bleatst not, speaks not, art sound. 10 masts at each make not the altitude which thou hast perpendicularly felt. Why, life's so miracle. Speak yet again.
But have I fallen or no?
Oh, from the dread summit of this chalky bourne, look up a height. The shrill, gorged lark so far cannot be seen or heard, but do look up.
Alack, I have no eyes. Is wretchedness deprived that benefit to end itself by death? 'Twas yet some comfort when misery could beguile the tyrant's rage and frustrate his proud will.
Give me your arm. Up. So. How is't? Feel your legs, you stand.
Too well, too well.
This above all strangeness. Upon the crown of the cliff was thing that was which parted from you?
A poor, unfortunate beggar.
As I stood here below, methinks my eyes were 2 full moons. He had 1,000 noses, horns whelked and waved like the enraged sea. It was some fiend. Therefore, happy father, think that the clearest gods who make them honors of men's impossibilities have preserved thee.
I do remember now. Henceforth I'll bear affliction till it do cry out itself. Enough, enough, and die. That thing you speak of, I took it for a man. Often 'twould say, the fiend, the fiend. He led me to that place.
Bear free and patient thoughts. But who comes here? The safer sense will ne'er accommodate his master thus.
No, they cannot touch me for coining. I am the king himself.
Oh, thy side-piercing sight.
Nature's above art in that respect. There's your press money. That fellow handles his bow like a crow keeper. Drawing your clothiers out. Look, look. A mouse. Peace, peace. This piece of toasted cheese will do it. There's my gauntlet. I'll prove it on a giant. Bring up the round bills. Oh, well-flown bird. In the cloud, you give the word.
Sweet marjoram.
Pass.
I know that voice.
Ha! Ha! Goneril with a white beard. They flattered me like a dog and told me I had the white hairs in my beard and the black ones were there. To say aye and no to everything that I said aye and no to with no good divinity. When the rain came to wet me once and the wind to make me chatter, when the thunder would not peace at my bidding, there I found them. There I smelt them out. Go to. They're not men of their words. They told me I was everything. Till a lie. I am not ague-proof.
The trick of that voice I do well remember. Is it not the king?
Aye, every inch a king. When I do stare, see how the subject quakes. I pardon that man's life. What was the cause? Adultery. Thou shalt not die. Die for adultery, no. The wren goes to it. A small gilded fly does letter in my sight. Let copulation thrive, for Gloucester's bastard son was kinder to his father than my daughters got between the lawful sheets. Tut! Luxury, pell-mell, for I lack soldiers. Behold, yon simpering dame, whose face between her forks presages snow, that minces virtue and does shake the head to hear of pleasure's name. The fit you nor the soiled horses go to it with more riotous appetite. Down from the waist they are centaurs, though women all above. But through the girdle do the gods inherit. Beneath is all the fiends. There's hell. There's darkness. There's a sulphurous pit, burning, scalding, stench, consumption. Fie! Give me an ounce of civet, good apothecary. Sweeten my imagination. There's money for thee.
Oh, let me kiss thy hand.
Let me wipe it first. It smells of mortality.
Oh, ruined piece of nature, this great world shall so wear out to naught. Dost thou know me?
I remember thine eyes well enough. Dost thou squinny at me? No, do thy worst, blind Cupid, I'll not love. Read thou this challenge, mark but the penning of it.
Where are all thy lettered sons? I could not see.
I would not take this from report. It is, and my heart breaks at it.
Read!
What? With the case of eyes?
Oh, are you there with me? No eyes in your head. No, nor money in your purse. Your eyes are in a heavy case, your purse in a light, yet you see how the world goes.
I see it feelingly.
What? Art mad? A man may see how this world goes with no eyes. Look with thine ears. See how yond justice rails upon yond simple thief. Hark in thine ear. Change places and handy-dandy, which is the justice, which is the thief. Thou hast seen a farmer's dog bark at a beggar?
Aye, sir.
And the creature run from the cur. There thou mightst behold the great image of authority, a dog's, obeyed in office. Thou rascal beetle, hold thy bloody hand. Why dost thou lash that whore? Strip thine own back. Thou hardly lust to use her in that kind for which thou whippest her. The usurer hangs the cozener. Through tattered clothes, small vices do appear. Robes and furred gowns hide all, plates in with gold. And the strong lance of justice, hurtless breaks. Armor in rags, a pygmy straw does pierce it. None does offend, none, I say none. I'll able him. Take that of me, my friend, who have the power to seal the accuser's lips. Get the glass eyes, and like a scurvy politician seem to see things thou dost not. No. Pull off my boots! Harder! Harder, so!
Oh, matter and impertinency mixed, reason in madness.
If thou wilt weep, my fortunes take my eyes. I know thee well enough. Thy name is Gloucester. Thou must be patient. We came crying hither. Thou knowest the first time that we smell the air, we wail and cry. I will preach to thee, mark.
Alack, alack the day.
When we are born, we cry that we are come to this great stage of fools. Good block. It were a delicate stratagem to shoe a troop of horse with felt. I'll put in proof. And when I have stolen upon these son-in-laws, then kill.
Oh, here he is. Lay hand upon him. Sir, your most dear daughter.
No, rescue? What? A prisoner? I am even the natural fool of fortune. Use me well. You shall have ransom. Let me have surgeons. I am cut to the brains.
You shall have anything.
A second. Or myself. Well, this would make me a man of salt. To use his eyes for garden water pots. I am laying autumn's dusts. I will die bravely like a smug bridegroom. I will be jovial. Come, come. I am a king. Masters, know you that?
You are a royal one, and we obey you.
Oh, then there's life in it. Come and you get it. You shall get it by running. Sa, 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 sa.
A sight most pitiful in the meanest wretch, past speaking of in a king. Thou hast a daughter who redeems nature from the general curse which twain have brought her to.
Hail, gentle sir.
Sir, speed you. What's your will?
Do you hear aught, sir, of a battle toward?
Most sure and vulgar, everyone hears that which can distinguish sound.
But by your favor, how near's the other army?
Near and on speedy foot. The main descry stands on the hourly thought.
I thank you, sir, that's all.
Though that the queen on special cause is here, her army has moved on.
I thank you, sir.
You ever gentle gods, take my breath from me. Let not my worser spirit tempt me again to die before you, please.
Well, pray you, father.
Now, good sir, what are you?
A most poor man made tame to fortune's blows, who by the art of known and feeling sorrows am pregnant to good pity. Give me your hand, I'll lead you to some binding.
Hearty thanks for the bounty and the benison of heaven to boot and boot.
A proclaimed prize. Most happy the eyeless head of thine first flamed flesh to raise my fortunes. Thou old unhappy traitor, briefly thyself remember. The sword is out, that must destroy thee.
Now let thy friendly hand put strength enough on't.
Wherefore, bold peasant, darst thou support a published traitor? Hence, lest that the infection of his fortune take like hold on thee. Let go his arm.
She'll not let go, sir, without the further occasions.
Let go, slave, or thou diest.
Good gentleman, go your gate, and let poor Volk pass. And should have been zaggered out of my life, 'twould not been so long as this by a fortnight. Nay, come not near the old man, keep out. Shave or I'll try whether your custard or my ballad be the harded. She'll be plain with you.
Out, dunghill.
She'll pick your teeth, sir. Come no matter for your voice.
Slave, thou hast slain me. Oh, villain, take my purse if ever thou wilt thrive. Bury my body and give the letters which thou findest about me to Edmund, Earl of Gloucester. Seek him out upon the English party. Oh, untimely death, death.
I know thee well, a serviceable villain, as duteous to the vices of thy mistress as badness would desire.
What? Is he dead?
Yes. Sit you down, father. Rest you. Let's see these pockets. The letters that he speaks of may be my friend's. He's dead. I'm only sorry he hath no other deathsman. Let's see. Leave gentle wax and manners, blame us not. To know our enemies' minds, we rip their hearts. Their papers is more lawfuls. Let our reciprocal vows be remembered. You have many opportunities to cut him off. If your will want not, time and place will be fruitfully offered. There is nothing done if he return the conqueror. Then am I the prisoner, and his bed my jail from the loathed warmth whereof deliver me and supply the place for your labor, your wife, so I would say affectionate servant, and for you her own venture, Goneril. Oh, undistinguished space of woman's will, a plot upon her virtuous husband's life and the exchange of my brother? Here in the sands thee, I'll rake up the most unsanctified of murderous lecherous, and in the mature time of this ungracious paper, strike the sight of the death practice, Duke. For him 'tis well of thy death and business I can tell.
The king is mad. How stiff is my vile sense that I stand up and have ingenious feelings of my huge sorrows. Better I were not distract. So should my thoughts be severed from my griefs, and woes by wrongs imaginations lose the knowledge of themselves.
Give me your hand. Far off methinks I hear the beaten drum. Come, father, I'll bestow you with a friend.
Act 4, Scene 7. A tent in the French camp. Enter Cordelia, Kent in disguise, doctor, and a gentleman.
O thou good Kent, how shall I live and work to match thy goodness? My life will be too short, and every measure fail me.
Be acknowledged, madam, is o'erpaid. All my reports go with the modest truth, nor more, nor clipped, but so.
Be better suited. These weeds are memories of those worser hours. I prithee, put them on.
Pardon, dear madam, yet to be known shortens my made intent. My boon I make it, that you know me not till time and I think meet.
Then be it so, my good lord. How does the king?
Madam sleeps still.
Oh, you kind gods! Cure this great breach in his abused nature, the unturned and jarred senses, oh, wind up of this child changed father.
So please your majesty that we may wake the king, he hath slept long.
Be governed by your knowledge and proceed in the sway of your own will. Is he arrayed?
Aye, madam, in the heaviness of sleep, we put fresh garments on him.
Be by, good madam, for when we do awake him, I doubt not of his temperance.
Very well.
Please, draw you near. Louder the music there.
My dear father, restoration hang, thy medicine on my lips. Let this kiss repair those violent harms that my two sisters have in their reverence made.
Kind and dear princess.
Had you not been their father, these white flakes did challenge pity of them. Was this a face to be opposed against the jarring winds, to stand against the deep, dread, bolted thunder, in the most terrible and nimble stroke of quick cross lightning, to watch poor Perdu with this thin helm? Mine enemy's dog, though he had bit me, should not stand that night against my fire. And wast thou fain, poor father, to hovel thee with swine and rogues forlorn, in short and musty straw? Alack, alack! 'Tis wonder that thy life and wits at once had not concluded all. He wakes. Speak to him.
Madam, do you, 'tis fittest.
How does my royal lord? How fares your majesty?
You do me wrong to take me out of the grave. Thou art a soul in bliss, but I am bound upon a wheel of fire, that mine own tears do scald like molten lead.
Sir, do you know me?
You are a spirit. I know. Where did you die?
Still far wide.
He's scarce awake. Let him alone a while.
Where have I been? Where am I, fair daylight? I am mightily abused. I should e'en die with pity to see another thus. I know not what to say. I will not swear. These are my hands. Let's see, I feel this pinprick. Would I were assured of my condition.
Oh, look upon me, sir. and hold your hands in benediction over me. No, sir, you must not kneel.
Pray do not mock. I am a very foolish, fond old man. Fourscore and upward, not an hour more nor less, and to deal plainly, I fear I am not in my perfect mind. Methinks I should know you and know this man, yet I am doubtful, for I am mainly ignorant what place this is. And all the skill I have remembers not these garments, nor I know not where I did lodge last night. Do not laugh at me. But as I am a man, I think this lady to be my child Cordelia.
So I am.
Be your tears wet? Yet, faith, I pray, weep not. If you have poison for me, I will drink it. I know you do not love me, for your sisters have, as I do remember, done me wrong. You have some cause. They have not.
No cause. No cause.
Am I in France?
In your own kingdom, sir.
Do not abuse me.
Be comforted, good madam. The great rage you see is kills in him, and yet it is danger to make him even all the time he has lost. Desire him to go in, trouble him no more till further settling.
Mind this walk?
You must bear with me. Pray you now forget and forgive. I am old and foolish.
Holds it true, sir, that the Duke of Cornwall was so slain?
Most certain, sir.
Who was conductor of his people?
As 'tis said, the bastard son of Gloucester.
They say Edgar, his banished son, is with the Earl of Kent in Germany.
Report is changeable. 'Tis time to look about. The powers of the kingdom approach apace.
The arbitrament is like to be bloody. Fare you well, sir.
My point and period will be thoroughly wrought, or well or ill, as this day's battles fought.